Hello, how do? For a slightly different delivery here on day 3. You may be familiar with the fact we split these up in regards to UK and Europe. But I think these will finish roughly at the same time, and it's a Saturday, which means people don't traditionally watch as much YouTube. And also, I've noticed that the viewing figures are a little bit lower for the European. That one I thought was a little bit interesting due to the fact of a lot more scope of players. But we're going to merge them two together today so you can get both of them right here. So strap yourself in for a double Q School session. And don't forget we are live tomorrow, Sunday, all the way to the conclusion of the players getting their tour card. So make sure you come and join me tomorrow from about 11:45 a.m. Be great to see loads of you tomorrow. We'll be chatting not just Q School but darts in general. If you want to ask me about Premier League or anything you want to talk about, come and join me there. Today though, we're going to be talking about the UK's Q School, where one of the real standout performers of this, Jack Aldridge, someone who's really got the attention of, well, certainly me, has done so again here. 107 average in beating Tom Lonsdale. Ryan Branley, good young player. It's one of those players that, did well in the Masters last year. A lot of eyes and attention on him, but that could be part of it in itself. Because when you think about it, it's very different when you're playing with attention and the environment has changed. Brett Claydon, WF means win and forfeit. Kevin McDine withdrawing for some reason there. Brett Claydon getting the bye through. Scott Waits was a game away from winning on the opening day. And then he's gone out first round the next 2 days. Maybe fatigue kicking in now. He is going into his ageing years. Average of 73 there, not going to help his case. John Henderson, I saw in the comments, a lot of you thought that would be a very popular winner. I agree. He'd be a very, very popular winner if John Henderson returns back to the Pro Tour. Callum Goffin started with 100 average yesterday. I think it was 108 to be precise. Nowhere near that. Last leg decider loss there to Lee Cox. Shane McGurk, WDF World Champion from a couple of years ago, looking to get his place on the Pro Tour for the first time. Geoffrey, go on me lad. Go on me lad. Good win for him. Jared Cole pushed Derek Coulson all the way. Coulson getting over the line in a last leg shootout. I was certain in Derek Coulson. Hopefully today would be the day for him. Tom Sykes, one that came up a lot before a dart was thrown. He needs a big day. He hasn't done too much across the first couple of days. Same for Graham Usher, who again in the low averages hasn't produced really at Q School this year. Big difference in the averages there between John Part and James Richardson, but it did nearly go the distance. John Part taking 4 legs. If he's going to get his card tomorrow, you feel he's going to have to go all the way. We are seeing people that have had results over the last couple of days going out early here, which really could open up that order of merit system. Jack Tweddle announces his arrival at Q School with a good performance there, 95 for the ADC Global Champion. David Sharp, though, is one of the players, probably the player, who has maybe been the standout of this phase of Q School so far. He has been exceptional. Over in Europe, the big names, the big hitters, all pretty much going through, but there are a couple of casualties of note. Jose Destisha not really putting in the performance at all there, but nearly found a way to scrape through. Adam Savada Unana, coming from America, played in the World Championship. He goes down. David Cameron choosing the European. He could have gone to the UK or Europe, being outside. He goes out, 6-4 to Danny Van Tripe, who's finally arrived at Q School. This was a game that I don't think either of them would have wanted at this stage. Ben Robb going down. The biggest casualty of this stage, though, has to be Andreas Harrison, a guy who many thought was a certainty to get back his PDC. Get his PC tour card for the first time after his exploits at the World Championship being just 1 game away. Matt Campbell goes down, 6-5, tour card holder for the last few years. Maybe will be going on the Challenge Tour and things like the CDC. Jeffrey Deswan, good performance for him, but going down to Pascal Ruprex. Both players got some good history there. Bradley Roos, I don't know what's happening with him. He's been averaging 60 the last couple of days. It's dropped even more now. Lost 6-0, averaging 56. I can only assume something's going wrong there. If people know, let me know in the comments. I would say that the way that these performances have been would have to highlight for me a dartitis issue or something very similar. Benjamin Pratnamar, good performance, lost in a last leg shootout to Jimmy Van Ski. 2 players that will be very well aware of each other from their days in the WF system. Jimmy Van Ski averaging 100. Alexander Merck Had a good run yesterday, picked up a big win as well, and I'm sure they're not going to want to clash against each other. Good board, that one. Good board. Liam Mandel Lawrence going through as well. That's a very tricky board, that board 14. None of them are going to enjoy that. Chris Landman also picking up a big performance, and Gotto going out to Andy Bartons, who did have that big performance at the World Championship. Devon Divenbode said maybe he's been a bit lazy. Not today. He's through to round 2. We focus on the big men, the big players in round 2. The players averaging over 95. There are 4 of them, 3 in the UK, 1 in Europe. Jesus Salute, the first player from Argentina to play in the PDC World Darts Championship this past year. 6-1 the victory there for him. 98.22, certainly showing he can compete, and he did show so as well in the World Cup when Argentina got through the group stage. UK, though, Charlie Manby was a game away from picking up his PDC Tour card. Good performance from him with a 6-3 victory. Scott Campbell's been making mighty inroads over the last couple of years. He wouldn't surprise me if he was to pick up a tour card. 6-4 victory for him. And Robbie Martin, who made his name on the ADC Tour last year, also picking up an average over 95. That puts us through to the round of 32, where over in Europe, Ricardo Ulrich, who's been one of the standout performers of the European stage, goes out. Jarno Bottenberger hasn't really got going at Q Schools and going to need a big day on the final day. Jesus Salute wasn't able to back it up against a man who reached a Pro Tour final in Daniel Closer, but we draw our eye to the likes of Jimmy Van Ski, who is still going. He's already got some good points on the board. It felt like this would be the year for Jimmy Van Ski, and it certainly feels like it'll be the case. Over in the UK, Robbie Martin continuing to impress, another average of 96. Wouldn't surprise me. If he doesn't get his card this year, I think could be a dominant force next year. Is it the day for Derek Coulson? He goes through 6-4 against Lee Evans and will play the winner of board 8, which is Nick Cox, who didn't have the greatest performance there in victory over Chris Wickerden. Will need to step that up against Coulson. Tom Sykes finding a way to battle through, and this is it. Battle hardened now, Tom Sykes. Don't always have to play your best to win, and that's kind of been the problem for him in the past, I believe. You always feel like if he plays his best, he wins, and if he doesn't, he's vulnerable and likely to lose. Now, starting to find that little bit of a range in there as well. You'll also see he's got Campbell and David Sharp continuing their form as well. But some new faces here, and after the first couple of days, I looked at it, I thought, what will the points be? And I thought, Europe 10, UK 11, maybe 12. Because of the variety of different runs now, and the spread of points, and the fact that 2 people come off the top, I think we may even see those lowered. The story of the day over in European Q School is no doubt Jimmy Van Ski. He's still going, beating Daniel Close there. He's getting closer and closer. The points are looking good. It looks almost certain that the WDF World Master and World Champion will be getting a PDC Tour card this year. He's pretty much probably a win away. Tom Sykes, that's the performance that we wait for with Tom. We know he's always capable of that. We've just had a result there. We don't want to reveal that one just yet. We just had a result. There's the problem making live video. Even though I could have edited it, but I'm not going to. Scott Campbell goes out to Stephen Burton. David Sharp. I cannot see David Sharp not getting a card now. He's been very, very good. But look at this run here. Is this Charlie Manby's day? Now, the comment section, I read you guys all the time. I saw a lot of you say, maybe Charlie Manby fluffed his lines. The good thing about Q School is it only takes one day. One good day, one good run, one good opportunity. Take your chance and you get a tour card. We've seen this many times over the year. Charlie Manby has certainly got the talent to go on a run to get through to the Final Four. And not only that, has probably rescued himself in regards to the Order of Merit. That means the bar will lower down slightly for when we analyse this tomorrow, live on Edgar TV. And I can tell you, regardless of what happens here, Matthias Elfers and Jimmy Van Ski are tour card holders. Doesn't matter what happens in the final game. They will be tour card holders. That's because of the Order of Merit. So now everybody else is hoping that these two go and win their final game so that it sort of frees up all those points and opens a place upon the Order of Merit. Jimmy Van Ski is on the tour. He'll be a very popular addition. Quarterfinals in the UK. Some very, very popular players getting through here. Tom Sykes, Charlie Manby, Shane McGurk would have been very, very high on people's systems. Nick Cox, great run for him to the quarterfinals, including that win over Derek Coulson in the last 16. He's given himself a little bit of a chance going into the final day. Tom Sykes has been getting better and better as this has gone on and continues to do so here. Nice 6-0 win for him. Charlie Manby showing you can win games in 2 different ways. If he wins one more, he is in to being a PDC tour card holder. As you can see though, order of merit as things stand means David Sharp in a great position, Stephen Burton in an unbelievable position as well. At the moment, 7 points is sort of the cut-off. I said 11 to begin with, but it looks like 10 will probably be enough. Maybe even see someone squeaking on 9. Well, for the first time in the UK, we've got a little bit of familiarity. Players we'd expect to get through. Tom Sykes and Shane McGurk both picking up tour cards for the first time. It's been amazing to watch both these players develop as a commentator on the Super Series, seeing them both come through, going on to do some great things. Now moving on to the Pro Tour. It's been a great journey for the pair, and I think they will both acquit themselves well on the tour. I would not be surprised to see both these players keep hold of their tour cards come the end of the year. I think they are the best 2 most likely candidates of the players who have come so far from the UK, and also some very notable runners-up in Charlie Manby, who has now put himself back in contention to get a tour card, and Stephen Burton, who currently tops the order of merit for the UK. David Sharp's got himself in a good position where he doesn't need to do much to get himself over the line, and Sam Spivey looking to be the second player from Scarborough to pick up a tour card, following in the footsteps of Graham Usher. But Derek Coulson, despite that defeat today, has got himself currently in a position as regards to points, as does Harry Ward. All to play for tomorrow with everybody stacking up in behind. Remember, I am live tomorrow talking through everything until all the tour cards are given out from 11:45. Over in Europe, 2 more tour cards were given out. We knew that Matthias has got one anyway. Jimmy Van Ski has got one, but he hasn't got it today, which does mean, due to the rules, he will have to play tomorrow. Jimmy Van Ski, dark green, guaranteed to get a card now. He is 4 points clear of the cutoff. Everybody else, it's looking a little bit tight. I think 9 points would be safe looking at this going into tomorrow, but there is all to play for, and there's certainly players just off the pace. Andreas Harrison off the pace, but certainly got the standard to get himself up there. Jeffrey Deswan's been playing well, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for people that have been playing well. Andy Bartons, Daniel Closer. There's going to be drama. There are going to be moves. It's all to play for on the final day. Nothing is certain. I'll be live talking you through from 11:45. Review at the end of things tomorrow. Loads going on. You just hit the subscribe. I will let you know everything you need to know. As always, see you tomorrow, 11:45.